Every business, big or small, has its risks. My driver told me that once, just after we'd heard about Diesel's accident outside Wellsworth. While I never saw it, I can be certain of two things. The numberless Mitty groaned constantly about his predicament, and Mickey was listening patiently the entire time. Mickey belonged to the Fire and Rescue Service, essentially the fire brigade of the railway. Whenever there was an accident or a breakdown, the chief would be there in a jiff, ready to take the distress engine to the works if necessary. And in the event of a trackside fire, Mickey and his water trucks would respond with all due haste. Mickey was widely respected by both middies and nor'easters, as he belonged to neither. He was independent, charged with helping any engine who needed it, regardless of their livery. There were times he could be a little gruff, however, as he took his responsibility very seriously, often giving ponderous lectures to those of us who had mishaps. But who could really blame him? After all, he was largely the reason why Sodor's railways were so safe to travel, with just about every engine having needed his help at least once. It all started with Thomas puffing down the Farquhar branch with Annie and Clarabelle in tow. He was just passing the old mill when he spotted smoke in the distance and feared the worst. "Oh no!" Thundering towards the black pillar, he was relieved to find Mickey already at the scene. "All right, good work there, lads." "Ah, Thomas, just in time to witness a successful drill." "A drill? Oh, that's a relief. I thought it was the real thing." "Ha ha, even if it was, this motley crew would have it good and sorted in no time. Isn't that right, lads?"
Yes, sir."
"So, what are you up to, Thomas? Sounds like Annie and Clarabelle are mighty full."
"Oh, we are, Chief. Aren't we, Clarabelle? Indeed, Annie, fit to burst. The way you two carry on sometimes, you'd think you weren't built for carrying passengers. Oh, you can be so thoughtless sometimes, Thomas." "Yes, they are full. I'm taking a load of workers to the new harbour being built near Elsbridge."
"Oh, how's that going?"
"Tops, since we don't have to deal with the middies."
"Oh, you companies and your rivalries. Well, I better get going. Nice work, Chief. Stay safe, Thomas."
Thomas and Bertie? Racing? Are you sure?"
"That's what he said. The rumour's been floating around for nearly a week. Do you think it's possible?"
Thomas has done brash things before. But this?
"We'll have to investigate, Mickey."
"I know, Pat. I'm really hoping it's not true."
"Are you serious, Bertie?"
"No word of a lie, Thomas. It's a real thing.
What's it called again?"
The drunkometer.
"And it can tell when a person's drunk? How?"
"I don't know the details, but they're trying out this gizmo in America to catch drunk drivers. And I hope they roll them out here too. The amount of times I've almost been ridden off the road by a drunk is ridiculous."
"Yes, because drunkenness is the only cause of accidents on the roads. It's never negligence or stupidity."
"What do you mean, Chief? Is something wrong, Mickey?"
"That depends. Did you two really race one another up to Farquhar last week?" "I don't believe it."
"Chief, it was my fault. I goaded Thomas into it. But I went along with it."
"You're both to blame, so don't bother falling on your swords. This is a very serious matter. I have to inform the police."
"We know."
"I don't know you well enough, Bertie. But Thomas, I expected better from you. I'm very disappointed."
"Me too. Never you fear, my dear. We'll have you back on the rails in a jiffy." "Thanks, Terence." "This is so embarrassing."
"It would be if you were the only engine to ever have an accident on this island. But you're not, so don't dwell on it."
"All right, Chief. I'm curious, Mickey. How does Sodor's safety record stack up to other parts of Britain?"
"You don't want to know."
"Well, that answers that."
"Can you run that by me again?" "The leak in the brakes caused the blocks to grind together. The heat from the friction resulted in the contents of a particularly bad set of brake shoes expanding, and after the emergency pressure relief valve burst, they caught on fire." "Bust my buffers! I didn't know that was possible. Does that sort of thing happen a lot?" "No, but when it does, it's usually because the rolling stock in question has been poorly maintained." "That's a pity. I would have thought the oil depot would have been more conscientious about keeping its trucks in working order. Me too. Needless to say, we'll be conducting a swift investigation on the matter, and I'm ordering all fuel tankers be shunted pending a thorough inspection. That's not going to sit too well with a lot of our clients.
We can always tell them no point in crying over spilt milk.
Okay, that's a good one. And so was using the milk to put out the fire. Great job, Pickett. Yes, indeed. Well done. I never thought I'd ever see a milkshake put into action on Sodor. Hang about. This milkshake thing is the real deal? Of course. It's something of a running joke among the fire and rescue service, using milk to extinguish a blaze. And we have the Somerset and Dorset Railway to thank for that. Why?
That's all we had during the summer of 1936. The same year we were going through a particularly bad drought.
So you smashed up milk trucks?
Not all the time, but when we were pulling a train carrying milk and we happened to be passing a fire, well, you might say we were duty-bound to act. I just hope Mr. Zorro sees it that way.
I'm sure he will. That is, if we see him long enough to explain the situation. I don't suppose you lads know what's going on with him? No. Do you? No. But I hope he provides an explanation soon. Some of the rumours going around are very disconcerting.
Britain's railways have always prided themselves on being highly robust and durable. Even so, they couldn't have possibly lasted into the modern age without the support of essential services. I'll start with the fire and rescue service, but before I do, I need to again reference the story I first told about my life on the Furness Railway. If you'll recall, my old company was effectively shut down following a rather nasty explosion. This incident highlighted just how vulnerable the railways could be. But when my company closed, all of a sudden there was a fleet of well-maintained mixed traffic engines available for use. The Railway Board immediately took control of these locomotives. In fact, the long-running joke about the Fire and Rescue Service is the reason why it was so named was because the board didn't want to pay to repaint the engines. Throughout the nation, they were dispersed, becoming the de facto firefighting and rescue service for Britain's railways. So now is the time to answer a long-standing question about Mickey and I. Is he my brother? Technically, yes. You see, in addition to acquiring a fleet of ready-made engines, the board also secured the plans to build more. Mickey was built in 1912, but didn't come to Sodor until 1923. It was quite the surprise for both of us when we first met. This familiarity ensured we got off to a roaring start. Mickey was quick to settle into life on Sodor and has remained a welcome addition to the island ever since.
Oh, so you were the one to help James when he had his accident. I was told Thomas brought the breakdown train to the scene.
That is true. He brought another one as the accident was quite severe.
I am so sorry for making that mistake, Chief. If you like, I can write about you in a future book.
There's no need, Reverend. I'm perfectly happy not being in the spotlight. I'd prefer it, actually.
How is your series going, Wilbert?
Far better than expected. I thank God every day for this success.
I don't think God's got anything to do with it, Reverend.
Of course he does, Diesel. His hand guides all.
So his hand gave you laryngitis the day you presided over Jennifer Kindly's wedding?
Of course. He was testing my resolve, my commitment to my vows. God's work must carry on despite man's frailties.
Then who does God insist you write about next?
He doesn't dominate my every waking moment, Edward. He gave us free will, after all. And I have decided that James shall be the subject of my next book.
Oh, please, no.
I'm sorry?
You've met him, haven't you? Crikey! You write one of your books on him, he'll go on about it until the second coming. Come on, Diesel. He's not that bad. He's not that good either. And I suppose you'd be the pinnacle of modesty if the good Reverend wrote a book on you? Is that likely, Reverend?
I think so, Diesel. I can see you becoming the subject to a very interesting storyline.
Would he play the Wicked Witch or the Big Bad Wolf?
Shut up, you! Uh-oh. Sounds like a storm is coming. You might want to get under cover, Reverend.
Yes, good idea, Chief. I have to leave anyway.
As in, leaving Sodor, Wilbert?
I'm afraid so, Edward.
but I'll be back before you know it. All right, safe travel. Thank you.
I hate rain. Accidents are always that much more frequent and severe every time there's a downpour.
Indeed, old chap. Rain does bring its own misfortunes.
And they're forecasting this storm's going to hang around for a few days.
I'd be reluctant about believing the weather forecast, Diesel. Half the time they tend to get it wrong.
Here's hoping they're wrong about this one.
Right, what have we got? Mudslide at Marston Heights coal mine. 2 engines are trapped and there is rising water. The line's been cleared for us.
All right, lads, get on board. We've got work to do.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? Mickey? Thank goodness you're here.
Kate, are you all right?
We're fine. I'm here with Thomas.
What's the situation on your side?
All the workmen have gotten out, so it's just us two. The water's rising pretty fast.
Okay, I want you two to drop your fires just in case. We'll work at the mud from this side, but it may take a while. Just sit tight.
There's not much else we can do, Chief.
That's the spirit, Thomas. Keep up the humor.
Kate? Yeah, I know. Oi, Mickey!
Yes, Kate?
I hate to rush you, but the water's getting higher on this side. It's already at our buffer beams.
We're working as fast as we can. We'll have you out before you know it.
You said that 2 hours ago.
Calm down, Thomas. You've dropped your fires, so there's no danger of a boiler crack.
That doesn't mean I want to become a water feature.
Thomas, we'll get you out. Don't worry.
All right, Chief. I believe you.
Good man. This is taking too long.
What did you expect? All we've got is spades to work with.
Now would be a good time to have a steam shovel or something.
Or Terence, perhaps. Rotten luck he's having maintenance done. He'd be able to plow through.
Plow! Brilliant, Sam!
What are you talking about?
We can use a snow plow to drive through the mud. All this rain, it should be pretty soft.
Yes, but if you try it alone, you're likely to get stuck.
So I won't do it alone. Run to the signal box and get a hold of the FAC controller. Tell him we need 2 mixed traffic engines here on the double. And make sure one of them brings a snow plow.
Right away.
Why didn't I think of this before? James, Donald, thank you for getting here so quickly.
No worries, Chief. What do you need us to do?
Simple. The 3 of us are going to couple up and charge that mudslide. Together, we should be able to make a sizable dent and then pull ourselves out without getting stuck. Give me a moment to couple up to the back.
Oh, great. Working with mud. Just how I wanted to spend my day.
All right, lads. You ready?
Ready.
Ready! On 3, we charge. 1, 2, 3!
Oh, hi James.
Hello, Thomas. Kate.
Hi James. Having a good one?
Absolutely tip-top. Thank you for asking.
James, are you alright?
Yeah, good news. We've broken through.
Terrific. Well done to the both of you.
No trouble, Chief.
Of course it was no trouble for you, Donald. Blimey, I'm going to need a repaint when this is over.
Bust my buffers. Sounds like Diesel was right.
What was that?
Nothing. Can you believe that? What would he know about going too fast? It's preposterous. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black.
Huh?
Never mind.
No, what's that mean?
You say that to describe someone's hypocrisy. It's not hypocritical if it's good advice. You said you were running late, but I can't help but notice you arrived on time. Is there a reason for that? Maybe. I see. I'll let you off with a warning this time, and here it is. A schedule is no excuse for recklessness. You wouldn't want to do a Sutton. Pardon? Sorry, service slang. We say that when a train's derailed due to speeding. Granted, I'm not in the fire and rescue service, but I've never heard that before. It's fairly new. It came about after a really bad accident near the town of Sutton.
Where's that?
The Midlands. Eric, what's wrong?
I need to talk to Sheffield.
What for?
I think I just figured something out.
This is a sight to behold. What's the situation, Chief? Jam reversing gear, failed injector, an overheated motor, and a flooded one. How did you land in the ditch, Francis? Can I first ask why there's a line leading into it? The ground submerged while they were laying the track and it wasn't worth raising it. Years of subsequent rainfall caused the ditch to form. Now answer Sir Tobin's question.
I wasn't concentrating. When the table stopped turning, I assumed I was on the right track and off I went.
Why did the table stop there? Because Flanagan was its operator, sir. Yes, quite.
Was there no hope, Derek? No. According to Mr. Hall, Jeffrey and his crew were likely killed on impact.
Oh, God. It should have been me.
And I'm very glad it wasn't. So am I. Do you have any idea how it happened? Yes, we do. We do offer psychological services. Mickey is... Could you say that again? That shipment of parts you ordered has been delayed. How delayed? I don't know. Dispatch can't find them.
Bollocks! If we don't do something soon, Henry will be dead in a day or two.
Could we send him to another workshop? It's too risky to move him again. I guess we'll have to improvise. We can comb the scrapyard and pick out what we need.
With all due respect, Rob, that does not sound like a good idea.
I've done it before.
How many times?
Twice.
Were they successful?
The second time was. I realize it's not ideal, but like you said, Mickey, if we don't do something...
Derek, get some trucks ready sharpish. We need to pay the scrapyard a visit.
And I better get back to it before...
Keep them in line, Strays a row of Marines. I'll check them out after I complete my inspection.
What did we do to deserve him?
Oi! Oi, you there! Mickey, what are you doing? I'm standing by in case of emergencies as is protocol. Is there a problem? Indeed there is. You're blocking the line. This track needs to be kept clear to receive incoming traffic, so shove off.
He's a brave one trying to boss the chief about.
More like balmy. Nobody tells Mickey what to do. Well, I do, and I'm in charge, so obey orders. First off, you desperately need therapy. And second, I don't follow your orders. Oh, we'll see about that, laddie. I see. That would square with our findings. The blast did seem to emanate from a point more towards the center of the pier, but I doubt we'll ever be able to determine how it started.
Why not?
If there was any evidence, it would have been destroyed.
Well, at the risk of pointing fingers, the factory at Krusty Kern does have a history of mishandling munitions. Perhaps we should send some people up to... What's that?
Live round! Clear out! Move back, lads! Damn it, my valve gear's jammed. I'll get him. Stay put, Toby. I've got this.
Mickey, what are you doing? Move!
No.
Please tell me he's going to be alright, sir.
He will be, Henry. Donald suffered only minor damage. He'll be out of the works in a few days. We have Mickey to thank for that.
It took real bravery to make such a sacrifice. Indeed, we lost a true legend today.